Hello, race fans. Welcome back to the NASCAR Melling Series. This time out, we're at the wonderful track of Kansas. Last time was Pikes Peak. Amelia Earhart with the second win of the year. But this time it's Kansas. We're at night tonight, a Saturday night race. Saturday night's alright for fighting, I guess. Get a little action in. Alright. Ooh. Anyway, this is the Abbey Road 300 because it's the 50th anniversary this week. And it's a good album. And they're doing a 50th anniversary version of it. And I've got to figure out more things to say and for. We can work it out. I don't know why I suddenly went into that. I'm going to get demonetized, probably. Hopefully not. Anyway, we got to go through the starting grid with much better graphics this time by. There's Count Dracula. He's like third in points, so he's going for a championship here, starting alongside Franklin Clinton. Then it's Wee Man, who's going to be lined up next to Sammy Hagar. Amy Schumer lined up to the right, to the outside of Sylvester Stallone. Then it's Haywood Banks and Kamikaze Games. Captain James T. Kirk will line up next to Jack Torrance to round out the top 10. Then it's John Goodman and Jason Leffler. Yes, Leffler's in the series. Left turn starting along front of a pair of Fords, Rod Stewart and Bob Seger. Both have not been having good seasons. Patrick Starr and Stephen King are here, as well as Bones McCoy and Winston Churchill. There's Logan Cloud. He's starting next to the Fonz. Then there's Emerald starting alongside Ringo Starr. There you go. There's your Beatles. And Vivian James. Bored as always, starting next to Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger. There's second in points, Jerry. He's starting next to the Scatman himself, Scatman Crothers. Then it's Anthony Perkins, who won at California, maybe somewhere else. He's starting next to Starlight Glimmer in the 98. Then it's Amelia Earhart, next to everybody's favorite mustachioed plumber that definitely doesn't do any plumbing, but just do stealing. Wario. So have a rotten day. Oh, it's the Manco teammates. Alan Rickman in a Chevy and Brian Wilson in his Pontiac. Yeah, I know. It's weird. Phoenix Wright continuing his terrible season. Starts next to Grover Cleveland. Then there's your points leader, Chick Corea, all the way back here. He's next to legendary singer-songwriter Bob Dylan. Knuckles the Echidna will line up next to John Cleese. And Jesus, David Dayton is really going to line up next to Ward Gordon. What are you doing? What are you doing, Ward and David? I can't believe that. Anyway, we're going to do something pretty good.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there we go. Engines are fired by a kind of enthusiastic guy. The field rolls off. Oh man, I thought frame rate was going to die. Oh, somebody died. Who died? Vivian James. Well, guess what? I know it's unprofessional, but we're going to do this old classic trick.
Drivers are
So, we're just going to pretend that death never happened. That's fine by me. As long as it's at least 30 frames per second, that's fine. Not too bad. Anyway, Franklin Clinton looking for his first career win. Dracula also looking for his first career win. Hagar and Wee Man have 3 wins combined this season and 5 wins in the series all time. The green flag is out. Already 3 wide, further in the back. Amelia Earhart, what are you doing? What you doing? What are you doing, KG? KG's in the wall. Maybe. Franklin Clinton out to an early lead. This is his second pole of the year, by the way. It's the first time he had a pole he also didn't win. So that bodes well here. Count Dracula, he's running in the second place. Sammy Hagar's up the third. Sylvester Stallone takes 4th from his teammate, Wee Man, Jason Acuna. Amy Schumer holding down 6th. Then Haywood Banks, Jim Kirk, John Goodman, Jack Torrance. I guess the top 10 at this point, unless Bob Seger can sneak ahead Torrance here at the line. Not quite. Here comes Logan Cloud. Just the man. What is going on? There's a dented in hood. Somebody died. The pace car is out. We have death. Death has already occurred. Chick Corea, your points leader, is involved. Okay. Space-time rewind time. We gotta figure out what happened. I mean, there we go. We're gonna jump. No, not that one. We know the 7's involved. Okay. Bob Dylan on. Oh my God! What are you doing? I think I know what it is. Anthony Perkins, for some reason, thought it would be a good idea to dive up the apron. Comes across the track right in the Phoenix right. The big one. Whoa. Oh no. That was several cars involved. You see Stephen King, Robbie Krieger, Scantman Crothers, Amelia Earhart, Phoenix Wright, Bob Dylan, Grover Cleveland, the Fonz, Anthony Perkins, Ward Gordon, Chick Corea, all involved in this opening not opening lap. And this early accident. Also a Starlight Glimmer. So that's like 12 cars all banged up here. I thought somebody was motioning a bit. Maybe they are. They're looking awfully low on the race surface. Maybe not. It looks like... No, it does not look like they're going to pit. They're not pitting. Well, those guys aren't. Wouldn't be surprised if some of these, like... Oh, yeah. Now that's abnormally low. I think Starlight Glimmer's going to head on down pit lane. Tough break for the 98 team. Which has won twice this year. And followed down by another 9 driver. Shakuri already out. He's a lap down. Ward Gordon also will be 1 lap off pace. Well, Starlight Glimmer's without a face. That's for a whole body. Yep. That's good. Her hood's gone. Good job. Chick Corea's championship run might have just been dashed here. Oh, this is huge. Problem is Jerry Springer isn't going to gain many points on him because he was also involved. But you know who is going to gain a lot of points if they continue how they're running? Count Dracula, that's right. Third in points, Count Dracula. Only 66 points behind Chick Corea. Jerry Springer's 29 back. Another driver was mathematically able to take the points lead after this race. There's Stephen King. There's only 4 races left after this one. We're going to Dega next week, and then Rockingham the week after that, and then it's going to be a 2-week break. Before we go to North Wilkes. Then another break, and we round out the season in Atlanta. Jerry Springer and Sell, he's in 16th. Oh. That might still be positioned to get... I don't think he'd be hanging on to the point. No, he wouldn't. Anyway. How are the rookies running? Amy Schumer's in 6th. Bob Seeger 11th. KG 19th. Oh, God. Rod Stewart 20th. Starlight Glimmer 29th. Phoenix Wright 33rd. And Bob Dylan running 35th. There goes Chick Corea and Ward Gordon up to cause some melee. If they have pace, I don't know if they will. They don't look too damaged. Then again, neither to say Grover Cleveland. This is going to be interesting. If they do have speed, I bet you that they might be able to get their laps back. Now the question is if they'll get the quickie yellow they want. No clue. We're going to go green. We're going to have 48 to go. Green flag is out, and Ward Gordon has... Yep, they'd have no speed. Oh, dear goodness. Top 7 get away okay, but Jim Kirk does a dumb. Ward Gordon even worse. He's causing a big stack up. It's like a sieve. A regulator almost. Well, that's probably going to be his nickname. And Logan Cloud just gyps himself out of positions. Because that's all the 94 ever does. Meanwhile, at the front, it's still the 2, and still the 59 in second. Sammy Hagar making daring moves, as always. Haywood Banks has moved up past both of the Diddy Racing cars. Oh, my goodness. I thought they were going to make contact there and wreck. Now Haywood Banks going for 3rd. And going for 2nd as well. Haywood Banks has never won in NASCAR competition. This being his, what would be his 66th race. He competed full-time with no wins last year. Ward Gordon finally through to the back of the pack. Top 24, 25 now by Chick Corea. Very interesting now. Jack Torrance trying to take... He's going to take 7th away. As Kirk falls 3 positions in a lap. You can definitely make moves here. As you can see, well, maybe not at the moment. Back towards the front, the battle for third is heating up. Sammy Hagar, he's going to dive it down low and try and get a run on Haywood Banks. Haywood Banks dives down and blocks him. Anything going into turn one? No, they keep it single file. Franklin Clinton trying to pull away from Count Dracula. It's important to notice that the fastest lap so far recorded this race does belong to that 59 car. Now, we man over the back bumper of the 55 of Sammy Hagar. Nothing serious. Meanwhile, Bob Seger flashes down to the inside of Amy Schumer. Schumer trying to power through the high side, but it's not going to work. She loses 8th, and she might lose 9th here as Winston Churchill wants to have a go at her. Bob Seger now figuring out a way to get around Jack Torrance. Count Dracula looks like he took a look underneath the 2, but now Haywood Banks will flash down inside the 59. Sammy Hagar went with him, but then went with Count Dracula instead. Haywood Banks the second, already closing up to the back bumper of the 2. Sammy Hagar going to go back to the inside and try and get by Count Dracula in turn 3. They nearly make contact. Now Haywood Banks slows up. Sammy Hagar was not able to get to the inside. That's going to kill his run. They're really jostling it out right up here at the front. Say the top 15 or so maybe. They've got a whole lot of separation from the rest of the field. Now Sylvester Stallone, where did he come from? He's in the third. He was trying to take second. Haywood Banks going to try and pass Sylvester Stallone on the outside. At the line, it's neck to neck. They gave it to Haywood Banks. It was a dead heat. Oh, imagine if that was for the lead on the last lap. Count Dracula nearly into the quarter panel. Trying to take away. Will it be now third? Oh! Jack Torrance blows the motor, makes contact with Amy Schumer. No wreck. Wow, right in the middle of the pack. Jack Torrance's motor gives up the ghost. What a heartbreak for the 57 PVC crew. To let up that in that sort of position, he's going to likely finish the race last. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish there. Anyway, Sammy Hagar trying to get underneath the 90 of Sylvester Stallone, and this, I think, strung this pack out a little bit. It's going to allow these drivers are probably going to be able to get a little bit of a tow and catch back up. So your top 5 now is going to be Franklin Clinton, Sylvester Stallone, Sammy Hagar, Haywood Banks, Count Dracula. Wee Man going for 7th on Amy Schumer, and it looks like immediately, yes, going to go for 6th on Bob Seger. We'll get both those positions. Now he's going to have a look underneath the 59. No! Bob Seger with the crossover. And we'll attempt to get around the 26. Jason Kuna, though, is going to hold on. It's officially the reason the 57 is out. They cracked a piston head. Wow, look at five cars under a blanket. Jim Kirk taking 11 for John Goodman. Bob Seger still trying to get back around the 26. Not looking like he's having much of any luck. We missed it. Sylvester Stallone had taken the lead, but now Franklin Clinton takes it back, or does he? Sammy Hagar to the inside. And he couldn't get the run, but can he now? Wow, what a race. Going into turn 3, Sammy Hagar with the lane advantage. Clears the 2. No, the 2 unclears himself. Maybe the high line's where you want to be in 3 and 4. The low line does seem like the way to go in 1 and 2, though. Franklin Clinton somehow holds on to the lead. Sammy Hagar, all of a sudden, might have used up his tires there. He drops the 3rd, about to lose 4th to Haywood Banks if he can't correct the course, which it looks like he'll do. Coming down to the line, side by side, Sylvester Stallone flashed to the inside in the Diet Dr. Pepper number 90. And will take the lead going into turn 1. Clear by at least a couple of car lengths now. Franklin Clinton nearly got into the back of the 55. Sammy Hagar going to will clear the 55, will clear the 2, but he's going to try and look underneath the 90. Nothing doing there. Sylvester Stallone only won 1 race before last year in an unfathomable wreck fest at Evergreen, where he lapped the field. Haywood Banks running 4th. Now Dracula. Seeger. Emerald is broken into the top 10. Bam! He ran for BAM Racing last year, obviously, but this year he hopped on the Fitz Montana team that was forming up. Meanwhile, looks from Franklin Clinton and Jason Acuna do not pan out. Haywood Banks trying to go underneath the 2, not working. The 2 underneath the 55. Franklin Clinton and Sammy Hagar side by side as they go down the back straightaway. What fantastic racing we have here. Cars do seem to be slowing up a bit, wondering when we are going to see pit stops. We are expecting them. Oh, what was that I saw? Oh, they are catching Ward Gordon quickly. Very quickly. In the turn 3, Sylvester Stallone approaching the back bump. Wow, it was actually faster at one point. Coming down to the start-finish line. Ward Gordon throws the block, even though he's a lap down. And they all break down. They break down onto the inside. Oh, look at this. Count Dracula going to try and make the high line work. The inside isn't as powerful as they had hoped. Takes him to the backstretch to clear. Dracula with a daring move. Oh, they're pitting. Right around halfway. Oh, and that's with the caution. Oh, man. Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, jeez. Several drivers. Oh, looks like contact on pit road. Alrighty. Sylvester Stallone will finally peel down. Oh, car on the wall. Fairly certain John Goodman hit the wall. Yeah, he hit the wall. Anyway, Sammy Hagar led that time by. Stephen King looks like he's kind of fast. No, he's not. Oh, he might have just did it. No, this is the first. I have no idea how anything's going to shake out. Well, Sylvester Stallone might be leading in some capacity. Did Knuckles just jump his way in the second? Oh, here comes Franklin Clinton with a head of steam. Gonna easily jump Knuckles. But look at that big lead Sylvester Stallone had built up. And I think he was the one that he got undercut. The undercut is so you're not really supposed to gain ground after, after staying out longer. So I don't know what's going on. Oh, we still got some more drivers coming off pit road. Oh, Sammy Hagar is going to easily get past. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. Oh, my good. Knuckles has made it up in the top 10. Bob Seger nearly just took out Haywood Banks. Oh, it's always hairy for a lap or two. Well, these guys get back up the speed. Ringo Starr, of course, would be proud for 30. Yes, the exact race you did not want to see this. And it happens. Good job. Really, no, I mean it. Great job. 36 cars on the lead lap. Somehow, there's not more. Rob Stewart, he's like nearly a half a lap. Sylvester Stallone is flying a full second. Oh, goodness. At the line, I believe. Let me... Oh, no, it was not a full second. Winston Churchill, though, is flying now. He's in... second. Bob Seger third. Sammy Hagar fourth. Franklin Clinton fifth. Then Knuckles, Haywood Banks, Wee Man, Alan Rickman, and Wario. Wario's in the 10th. Nice. Other drivers to take note of. Jerry Springer in 13th. Jason LaFleur, I guess. He's a big name. He's in 15th. Leonard McCoy in 16th. Stephen King in 18th with a damaged race car. I don't know how. But when you're that high up in the points, you're going to do just about everything in your power to try and win a championship. I guess is what we're trying to say. Logan Cloud somehow in 20th. David Dayton started last and is up to 21st. What a run for... Whoa! Somebody blowing up. Oh, it's Knuckles! Oh, the motor gives out on the 8, and that's going to be bad news for his teammate in the 81. Oh, he's pretty close to the racing surface. The powers that be may call a caution. I don't see him. I guess they thought he was far enough off the racing surface. They did not call yellow. Ringo is back out on track. He is 5 laps off pace. 5. Count Dracula in 25th. This can be terrible first points day. Bob Dylan 28th. Yeesh. Starlight Glimmer. Almost could crack a top 30 with a little luck. And your leader. There's 37th place Chick Corea going a second lap down, I believe. No, yes. And Sylvester Stallone is flying. But everybody is concerned on fuel. They may not be able to make it all the way. It's gonna be very tight if we don't have another yellow. So what do? Oh yeah, yo Adrian. What do you do if you're Sylvester Stallone? Do you try and sit on this 1.5 second lead, or do you try and grow this gap even more? You know, just to try and have a gargantuan lead so that when you do run out of gas, you're hopefully far enough ahead that you can coast. Well, I tell you what. That lead just got chopped down a big amount by Winston Churchill. Sammy Hagar also trying to chase him down. These two Chevys working together to try and catch up to the Dodge of Sylvester Stallone. Meanwhile, Bob Seger closing in. They appear to be the only 3 drivers close enough. Haywood Banks a while back. Maybe close enough. And then a whole gaggle of cars contact is made. How did they save it? I have no clue. Wario and Wee Man got together, and then Wario made contact with Left Turn himself. That was a hairy situation. Sylvester Stallone did grow the lead out a little bit. At that time you can tell in the corners, they were a good about 5 miles an hour faster. So he was about 182 at the line, and they were going around 185. And it shows on the scoreboard, and it shows on the track the gap down to around 4 or 3 car lengths. Only two car lengths of buffer. Now only about 1 car length of buffer. Sammy Hagar trying to reel him in. As we are over halfway, we're getting down right to the end of the race. Winston Churchill lurking. Oh! Sammy Hagar going to make a look. Tried to make a look. Now he'll flash down low to the inside, heading into turn 3. And probably not the spot you want to make the move. But if it works, then more power to you. But I guess not more, because it didn't work. Sylvester Stallone will lead with only 10 laps of racing to go. Winston Churchill right behind. 3 cars practically under a blanket. Can Bob Seger and Haywood Banks nose their way into this? They stay low. Winston Churchill high. Ward Gordon is also here. He's running a little bit faster. But he's probably going to get caught at the leaders if he runs at that speed. That could decide the whole shape of how this race plays out. Whoa, Count Dracula was up here. Now he's down to 25th. I didn't realize that. David Dayton has cracked the top 20. Sylvester Stallone looks like now he's pulling away. With 8 laps to go. Winston Churchill might have used up everything because he was getting swarmed by Bob Dylan and Haywood Banks. Now the 3 are nose to tail once again, those 3. Bob Seger taking a look-see to the inside. Meanwhile, it looks like Sammy Hagar is trying to mount up the momentum for another charge. Will it pay off? We're coming to only 6 laps to go. And they're coming up awfully close to that 7 car. This is going to be very crucial. Where and when Sammy Hagar tries to make the pass for the lead, and when and where they catch the 7. Sammy Hagar gonna dive it down low in the 3. Sylvester Stallone powers through off of 4. Coming back down the front straightaway, keeping an eye on the 7. They're coming up on him. Stallone is held up a little bit. And he arrow pushed the 7 out of the way. Can the 55 get the run? That was probably his best opportunity to try and pass him going into 1. Sammy Hagar draws right up to the bumper, and it's probably wise. Now he makes the pass coming out of 4. That was probably the thing to do. Sylvester Stallone comes down, but Hagar goes down lower. With 4 to go, Hagar gonna clear for the lead. And now Sylvester Stallone gonna cross over and try to get him right back. Going into 3. Hagar could be pulling away here. 3 laps to go. Wow. Sylvester Stallone really has to reel in this 55 if he wants to win this race. I know that's probably the most obvious thing everybody has said ever in the history of ever. These guys should be clear. They're driving like they're good on fuel, so I'm assuming they're good on fuel. Speaking of which, we're not quite done with his excitement. Sylvester Stallone just went to the inside, but Sammy Hagar made it stick somehow through 1 and 2 on the high side. And Sylvester Stallone backs off, tries to shake that one off, take one last stab at it, coming to the white flag. Nobody down pit road. I'm actually kind of surprised, considering they pitted like right at halfway, and that was with the aid of the caution. Sammy Hagar is pulling away. Oh, goodness. Maybe they will catch the 25. Oh, man, if there was another lap. But Sylvester Stallone is just faded completely away. Sammy Hagar rounding 3 and 4. Sylvester Stallone slightly drew in, but it's going to be too little too late. Sammy Hagar wins the Abbey Road 300 at Kansas, managing to lap Anthony Perkins while he was at it. Sylvester Stallone just comes up just under a half a second short. Sammy Hagar picking up his 3rd win of the year in exciting fashion. What a race! What a race! Haywood Banks gonna finish 3rd. Bob Seger, a much needed 4th, trying to save his career. Winston Churchill 5th. Ward Gordon takes a victory lap for no apparent reason. Even though so does Amy Schumer. Ward Gordon is 3 laps now. That doesn't even count as this would be as at least 53. Wow. Camshaft issue dropped. Knuckles out. That was a race. That was a race. And I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer is going to take over the points lead after this race. I can almost get... Look at David Dayton. He gained 26 spots. He started dead last. Managed to avoid all the chaos on the 2nd lap. All the chaos and confusion. Good pit strategy. And he winds up in 14th race. David Dayton, he's pretty high up in points too. He's 6th, and Jack Torrance was 5th. So David Dayton's probably going to break into the top 5, back into the top 5. Might even get around Stephen King. No, he won't get around Stephen King. Anyway, that was a heck of a race. What a race. And next time out, as I said, we were going to be at Talladega. That's going to be a real fun one. If you thought this one was good, the restrictor plate races, man, they're always something different. I've been announcer Western Caves for the Western Caves Sports Network. I am signing off. We will see you next week, right here, right at the same place.